What are credit ratings? Credit ratings are designed primarily to be forward-looking opinions reflecting, in this case, Standard& Poor's view of creditworthiness. They're not really measures of absolute probability of default. So that's what's different about credit ratings. And what we at Standard& Poor's have done, have created a scale that allows you to rank issuers and securities based on our view of creditworthiness. So if you look at the scale here, you have clearly a line here which is between investment grade and speculative grade. As we have observed in credit markets, speculative grade issuers and credits behave markedly different than investment grade credits. What the other value of ratings are, I would sort of put it in three things. One of them is, let's just say, it's transparency. And the reason why I say that is all of these things have a very well-defined set of criteria. So all issuers, all of the securities that we rate are rated against a very well-defined criteria for putting together a credit rating on a security or an issuer. The second bit is comparability. And what I mean by comparability is if we rate a security as a AA, no matter where it comes around the world, a AA security is roughly equivalent in credit quality to any other AA security. And that, we believe, is of immense value to people as they assess the relative creditworthiness of either issuers or securities. And comparability is a big reason why people use these ratings in their investment decision process. It's not the only thing that people use, but it is one of the ingredients that they use when they make a credit decision. And really, the last bit I want to talk about is surveillance. Now, credit ratings are not static. They do change over time. And a corporation like S&P, we monitor all of these organizations as time goes on, depending on their creditworthiness. If it does change on a fundamental basis, according to our criteria, the ratings either get upgraded or downgraded as time goes by. So surveillance is another huge value that a company like S&P provides to the marketplace in surveilling the whole credit market. Now, you would ask, okay, so we have a scale here, and there's the investment grade scale, as you can see, from AAA to BBB minus, and then you have a speculative grade scale from BB plus to D, which is D is the default. And how has this rating scale performed over a period of time? S&P as an organization publishes studies on a consistent basis, and what I wanted to show you is also a view of what the observed defaults have been. So if you look at the blue line on this chart, that is the observed defaults across a 29-year period, and you can clearly see the investment grade default rate is very, very low. So that speaks to the stringency of our criteria, and the observed defaults are extremely low. And you can also see in periods of stress, the default rates tend to move a little higher, and particularly for speculative grade. So if you look at the 90s, clearly there was a period of stress in the marketplace, and there was a spike in the default rate at this point in time. And as most recently, as we have seen in the market when the internet bubble burst, clearly there was another spike in defaults for the speculative grade credit. And in the last sort of credit cycle that we've just sort of seen and witnessed, the defaults rates have gone up for both a speculative and investment grade credit. So this allows you to see how, on an observed default basis, S&P's ratings have held up over the last 28 years. In this case, the data is shown as the credit default rates for corporations. That concludes a short introduction to what are credit ratings, how people use it, and really the three values of transparency, comparability, and surveillance. And we finally finish with what has been the track record of a company like Standard & Poor's and how they've done in this business.